Alright, this is IMAX Nation 1980 here with more classic rock albums. The Edgar Winter Group, they only come out at night, featuring Free Ride and Frankenstein. When I went to see Ringo Starr and his all-star band in concert, Edgar Winter was with him and they played Frankenstein. It was awesome. Elvis Costello, My Aim Is True. This is actually the American version with Watching the Detectives on it. I don't have any of the British versions of Elvis Costello's early albums because they had different track listings. This year's model. Don't mind my dog barking. Elvis Costello and the Attractions, Armed Forces. Once again, it was a little bit different in the United States. This is the actual cover of the British album. It's on the back. Wonder why they changed it for the US release. Get Happy. This is with the Attractions, like the previous album. Trust. Imperial Bedroom. This is a nice cover right here. That's a little details. Yeah, I have a lot of Elvis Costello albums. Punch the Clock. And Spike, which is just Elvis Costello. It's not with the Attractions. It's got the shrink on it. Here's the back of it. Still got the price sticker on it and everything. Features Paul McCartney. This was around the same time Paul McCartney's Flowers in the Dirt album was being recorded. That album also features Elvis Costello. Fleetwood Mac, Bare Trees. It's one of their earlier albums. It's in terrible condition though. Somebody drew the faces there. It's the way it came, unfortunately. Fleetwood Mac, self-titled album. Rumors, classic album right here. It's got the shrink on it. It's got the price stickers and everything. It's in pretty good condition. It's a classic. Fleetwood Mac, Rumors again, except this copy is not in the greatest of condition. Tusk. Unfortunately, somebody wrote that 50 cents there with a permanent marker. It's too bad. It's a nice big set, too. Nice thick sleeve. Yep, wrote on the back as well. And Tango in the Night. This one came out, I think, 1987, maybe. Could be wrong. And I have 4 copies of Foghat Live. Isn't that crazy? I like how the album cover, it's kind of die cut there. It's kind of like Physical Graffiti or the Rolling Stones' Some Girls. There's my other carbon copies of it. I'll hold on to them just in case, you know, one of them doesn't play very well in the future. Foreigner's first album. Of course, it feels like the first time and Cold as Ice. It's in nice condition too. Got it at a record store for only $6. Nice addition to the collection. And I have a lot of copies of Double Vision for some reason. This one has the shrink on it and it's got the sticker. And the color is a lot darker than the ones coming up. Like this one has a much lighter color scheme. Also, one of these pressings is actually a German pressing. I think it's the one you're looking at right now. Yeah, I'm holding the American pressing right now. Yeah, this is the German pressing right here. This is pretty interesting, to say the least. If you look at the sleeve, the inner sleeve, it's promos for other albums. And if you can make out the writing there, it's in German. It's pretty cool how I have that. And there's my last carbon copy of Double Vision. Head Games, which is not in the best of condition, unfortunately. I'll get a better condition. Like, the record's in fine condition. It's just the sleeve. It's slit open at the top. I have a couple copies of 4. This one's got the shrink and the stickers. Of course, it has some of their biggest well-known hits. Jukebox Hero, Urgent, Waiting for a Girl Like You. All classic rock staples. Here's another copy of 4, but without the shrink. Here's Records. This is a good one. This has their greatest hits. I like the cover too, and it's cut just like the Foghat Live album, or any of the other examples I mentioned. And it's got a gatefold. It's pretty nice. Alright, this is a DJ promo copy of Jerry Rafferty's Baker Street, which was his biggest hit in 1978. I plan to get Jerry Rafferty's albums City to City and Night Owl sometime soon, but I don't have them yet. This is just a plain cover. It's kind of tacky. It's kind of, it doesn't look that great, but here's the record itself. Side 1 is the 4-minute sped up edit of Baker Street, and on the other side is the full album edit. And Grand Funk Railroad's On Time, their first album. It's not in the greatest of condition, but still nice nonetheless. Got some more here. American Woman by the Guess Who. No sleeve, unfortunately. Heart, Bad Animals. Unfortunately, the only Heart album that I have. It's one of their later albums. Hooters, Nervous Night. Probably going to put these guys in another section of the collection. And Zigzag, another Hooters album. Huey Lewis in the News, Sports, featuring If This Is It. There's another copy of it. 4. Small World. In Excess, Kick. The Jay Giles Band. Debut album, I'm assuming. Can't believe I haven't researched that. And it's still in the shrink and everything. Yeah, it's their debut album. It's from 1970. The Jay Giles Band. The Morning After. This is also in the shrink. There's their live album by Jay Giles Band. Blow Your Face Out. Jackson Browne. Late for the Sky. I can't really read that because of the ring wear on the bottom of the album. I should know the title by now. Yeah, it's Late for the Sky. See, I'm not a big fan of Jackson Browne, so I don't really know his whole discography. Jerry Harrison, Casual Gods. Pretty interesting album. Joe Jackson, Body and Soul. I might put him in another section of the collection as well. See, the thing is, I haven't gotten around to cataloging the collection lately, so there's some artists that need to go into different styles and subgenres of rock, not just classic rock in general. Here's Joe Walsh, The Smoker You Get, The Player You Drink, featuring Meadows and Rocky Mountain Way. Oh, I have to flip it upside down. It's one of those sleeves that opens like this. Kind of like the Moody Blues, A Question of Balance. And here's Got Any Gum, which is a much later album. I hear it's terrible, and I've never listened to it because it's never been opened. It was only 79 cents in a clearance bin, so yeah. I think the song here, In My Car, was actually co-written by Ringo Starr or something, and it appeared on Ringo Starr's album Old Wave. I have to look into that again. Got Journey, Infinity, featuring all their classics, Lights, Wheel in the Sky. Escape, featuring Open Arms. Open Arms was also on the soundtrack to Heavy Metal, the 1981 movie there. It's got the Shrink on it. And Frontiers. I always like the album covers. Loverboy, Get Lucky, featuring Working for the Weekend. And Keep It Up by Loverboy. It's in the Shrink. Meatloaf, Bat Out of Hell, classic album right there. Great album cover. Meatloaf's Dead Ringer. This also has a really good album cover. Really epic looking. Men at Work. Business as Usual. Pat Benatar, Precious Time. Pete Townsend, All the Best Cowboys Have Chinese Eyes. What a title that is. And there's the back of it. Alright, stay tuned for more.